host with the most Jenbel, as always. Welcome back, welcome back. So, we are obviously continuing our franchise review of Sleepaway Camp with 1988's Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers. Now, this one is a bit different than the first one. One of the most notable differences is the recasting of Lisa Rose with Pamela Springsteen, who, by the way, is actually the sister of Bruce Springsteen. Now, this was kind of like a mutual thing because Lisa Rose actually did want to come back and reprise her role as Angela, but here's the thing. When this movie was getting set to release and everything, she was just starting college and everything, and there was conflict with, like, scheduling and everything, so unfortunately she had to decline the role and everything. Instead, we got Pamela Springsteen. Almost said Pamela Voorhees. Sorry if I do that, which is not actually, this is not actually Pamela Springsteen on the cover. But also there is another famous sibling in here in Renee Estevez. Her brothers are actually Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez. I know their father is also an actor as well, very much an acting family. So, but yeah, I mean, whether you love or hate the recasting, it is what it is. I know when I first initially saw parts 2 and 3, I absolutely hated them. I thought Pamela Springsteen was annoying. I thought the character was annoying, and just everything about the movies. Hated them. But then a few months later, went back to both of them, watched both the movies, and I really did come around to them, especially number 2. Number 2, like, here's the thing with number 2. I know the first one is definitely very... It's funny. I mean, it's got its humor and everything. This is definitely does a 180 on that and really infuses a lot more humor in it and everything. More of like almost like that slapstick almost humor and everything, which some people it's gonna work for. Other people like myself, it works for me. I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. Like I said, I know initially I did. I definitely came around to it. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt. Just have fun with this one. So, but yeah, so this one, it takes place 5 years after the events of the first one. And of course, there's a few, like, little adjustments they did with this. Like, first off, first one, obviously, you know, we all know that Angela is 13. In this one, for whatever reason, they make her 14 at the time of the events of the first one. Which, I mean, I know it's only, like, by a year. So, watching this one, instead of setting her at 18 years old, she would be 19. I mean, not much of a difference. I'm not going to really gripe about it. It's not going to be one of those things. It's sort of like Halloween 1 and 2. You know, one movie you got Loomis saying that he shot Michael, 5 times? Next movie, it's 6 times. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's kind of just like, at this point, it's one of those running gags. So, but whatever. And we also find out, during that time, as she was getting help, she also had a sex change. It never really technically specified who called for the sex change. I know one of the characters said, oh yeah, you know, the doctors performed a sex change. But here's the thing, because she was a minor and everything, and someone had to give consent for that, first off. I'm assuming it was probably Aunt Martha who was like, oh, let's make her, you know, into a girl. Because, you know, after seeing the first one, we all know that Aunt Martha really wanted a daughter because she already had a son. So she's going to go to any extremes that she can to actually have a physical daughter for all intents and purposes. Plus the fact that we know she's a doctor. Once again, we're not sure what kind of doctor she is. But, of course, she probably kind of signed off and was like, okay, we're going to go ahead and do this. So, I don't know. That's something that I would really like to see. I know that's something that probably not everyone wants to see, but I certainly know my sister from another Mr. Jen, over at Jen's Reviews from the Grave, she's another one who is like me, who it's like, we want to know, like, we're so, like, hungry for this franchise and stuff, and, like, unanswered questions, that we would love a semi sort of, like, prequel-esque type of movie to fill in the gap between those 5 years. I know, we're weirdos. Like, this is our, like, franchise, okay? We're obsessed with this franchise. I don't know, we're weirdos. Whatever. So, yeah, so it's like you have that and you're like, So now, of course, she returns and everything. She's, like I said, 18, 19, depending on however old you want to make her, depending on what movie you're more faithful to. She comes back. She's a counselor now at Camp Rolling Hills, which is about 60 miles away from Camp Arawak, the campsite from the first one. And of course, no one really bats an eye because she's changed her last name. Instead of Angela Baker, she is now Angela Johnson. Yeah, Johnson, as in a slang term for a Johnson. I don't know. I don't know how many people actually pick up on that, but whatever. So, of course she's here and everything, and very much so, like in the first one, she starts killing people, just kind of right off the bat. There is no hiding the fact who are the killers in this one. We know it's Angela. She's going around, and basically in this one, once again, she's weeding out all the bad kids. She is. All those, people that aren't really good and everything. We do have Renee Estevez's character, who she kind of befriends a little bit, because she kind of sees her as, a good girl and everything. Doesn't do drugs, she's a virgin, obviously. She's kind of interested in this one boy and everything, who the boy, Sean or whatever his name is, just so happens that his father was the arresting officer for Angela years before, so he kind of knows the story. He's familiar with it and everything. His dad's told him stuff and everything. So, yeah. And Angela's all kind of gung-ho on him, too, of like, oh yeah, he's a nice boy, go for him, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about the other girls. Like, oh, he knows a good thing when he sees it and stuff. And then, of course, he ruins it by spilling the beans and saying that his dad was the one who arrested her. So, yeah. You kind of know what happens to him. I'm just saying. Very much just quirky stuff like that. Whatever. This has some good lines, too, in it as well. It does. Just delivered a little more tongue-in-cheek, I guess, but whatever. I mean, that's kind of what this franchise is. And there's gratuitous nudity. There's a lot of boobage. This is one of those few movies, though, that I kind of give a pass on the gratuitous nudity. I'm very open on, like, I don't mind seeing nudity. I don't mind seeing boobies. I don't mind seeing, like, dicks and stuff. But this one definitely, could be put in that gratuitous nudity aspect, but at the same time, it does kind of work because, one of the running things that Angela always says is nice girls don't have to show it off. So, of course, the rebellious girls, the slutty girls are always lifting their shirts and stuff. So, it's kind of like, it's there, but it kind of is there to sort of serve a purpose. And there's that one major slut that literally shows her boobs the most and everything. Props to that girl for being comfortable with her body. But, once again, she's kind of like the slut and everything. So, yeah, I'm just saying. And this one, too, I feel like with all the things that has happened with Angela and continues to, happen with her and everything, very much in, like, the first one where, I felt like she sort of snapped and everything because she was hiding all this stuff, being forced against her will to dress like a girl and everything. This one, some of that still carries over. Once again, she's probably got a lot of rage inside of her for, not making that choice on her own to decide, hey, I actually want to have the surgery and become a female. No, once again, like I said, that was probably, at least to me, I'm thinking that's something that Aunt Martha decided for her when she was a minor. And she's probably pissed about that. I'd be pissed too if I was a dude and someone cut off my wanker and turned it into a badge. Just saying, man. Saying, dude. I mean, I know what a penis means for you guys. I'm just saying, dude. But yeah, like, that just sucks, dude. So, of course, she kind of is, going around, killing these kids and stuff, probably still enraged, because they all get to make these choices, never really had to hide, like, things that she had to hide and everything. So, yeah. Whatever, dude. God, poor Angela, man. She got shafted on this deal. I'm just saying, but yeah, the thing too that like the thing that kind of cracks me up in this is that no one, like, even bats an eye necessarily about these kids going home. I mean, like, they do, like, Uncle John, who runs the camp, and TC, one of, like, the other head counselors, um, like, yeah, they figure out that, like, she's sending all these kids home, but it's like, they don't, like, they're so dumb that they don't even, like, kind of start thinking, like, oh, shouldn't we have maybe at least gotten a couple calls from, like, angry parents saying that their kids were sent home? Like, what they, like, none of them even think about that. So it's like, no wonder why it was so easy for her to, like, kill these kids and hide them. Because these two are too stupid to realize, like, maybe there's something more to this. I know at some point, a few of the kids kind of started putting a few of the things together of, like, you know, like, certain little things, but of course they end up meeting their demise and everything, and yeah, no, this is definitely a fun one to do, you guys. It really is. Like I said, I mean, you know, even if you don't like it at first viewing, give it another chance, because like I said, this is one of those movies that I hated when I first saw it, and it's literally, especially the second one, it's become one of my favorite sequels of all time. Give it a chance. You know, and if nothing else, I mean, it's just one of those funny movies. If you need something to laugh at, but you also need your, like, horror fix to be set in, definitely check this one out. I think it's pretty decent. I think it is. So, and still has some of that underlying, like, issues and everything, some, like, social tones and everything in this movie that I love. That's what I love about the first two Sleepaway Camp movies. I'm just saying. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Till next time, as always, stay creepy, classy, and a little bit sassy.